Let's be real. Starting over is hard. But starting again after you stepped away for a really long time, yeah, that's even harder. But what if I told you that fear isn't a stop sign? It's a compass. What if fear is pointing you towards something greater? Something you've been meant to do all along? When I look back, I see someone who was stuck, scared to move forward, scared to fail. I spent so much time in my head, planning, researching, and waiting for the perfect moment, but that moment never came. Here's the truth. Fear doesn't just go away. It changes as you grow. And it often masks itself as excuses or hesitation. But the only way to overcome it is to trust that the path will reveal itself as you walk it. For the longest time, I thought I had to have everything figured out before taking a step. I thought my success depended on my own ability to control every detail. But through prayer and reflection, God showed me something different. I didn't need to have all of the answers. I just needed to trust Him, take action, and let Him guide the rest. A little background on my story. In 2020, I dove headfirst into content creation. I was posting 3 to 4 TikToks a day, streaming 5 to 6 times a week, and putting everything I had into it. And on the surface, I was making it happen. But deep down, I just knew something was missing. I was chasing the numbers, the views, the likes, the followers. And while it brought short-term success, it lacked real connection. I wasn't creating with intention. I was merely keeping up with the trends. And that kind of grind eventually caught up with me. And burnout hit hard. 2 years later, life shifted in ways I never expected. Returning to an office job gave me a much needed routine I didn't know I was missing. And with the birth of my son, yeah, my priorities changed overnight. I found myself slowing down. In a good way though. I was reflecting a lot instead of reacting. And during those moments, I remembered the dreams I had buried. Dreams of attending tech conferences, unboxing the latest tech, and sharing my passion with the world while making lasting connections. I wanted to get back into content creation, but the mere anxiety of starting over again weighed me down. I kept telling myself I wasn't ready, rearranging my setup over and over and over, finding every single excuse to not take that first step. And then one day, as I'm doom scrolling away, I came across a simple message. Just start. And it was like a switch flipped in my mind. I realized I had been asking the wrong question. So instead of worrying about what if it doesn't work out, I really needed to ask myself, what if it does? However, even with that spark of realization, I still felt uneasy. And that's when I turned to God. I prayed for clarity, for courage, and for the strength to move past the fear that had held me back for so long. And God has a way of showing up right when you need Him most. He reminded me that His plans are greater than mine, and that His timing is always perfect, even when I can't see it. But it also reminded me that prayer is only half the battle. Action is the next step. So I started working on myself. I confronted both the weight I gained during lockdown and the mental battles I'd been avoiding. What really changed the game was my ADHD diagnosis, giving me clarity and helping quiet the distractions that held me back for so long. Before that, I felt like I was drowning, trapped in a dark cave with no way out. I was my own worst critic, constantly tearing myself down and setting unrealistic expectations. But I learned to let those thoughts burn away and focused on building myself up instead. But even with all this progress, starting over just wasn't easy. My momentum was gone. With the looming potential TikTok ban, I was staring at the possibility of losing my largest platform entirely. But here's what God reminded me. Success isn't about numbers. It's about showing up with intention, staying consistent, and trusting Him to guide the journey. I had to stop comparing my day 1 to someone else's day 100. Comparison had been stealing my joy, but I reframed it. I began to see others' success as inspiration and not competition. I also reconnected with why I started, to create something meaningful, something that will inspire and connect with others on a deeper level. I kept reminding myself, trust the process, trust the work, and trust God. He's never let me down, and I know He never will. So this year, I've made it my mission to reignite my passion and move forward with purpose. Every day I remind myself of the younger me, the kid with big dreams who didn't know how to make them happen. And that's why I'm here. Not just for me, but for him. For the version of me who believed in something greater, even when the path wasn't clear. This is your year to reignite your passion, to show up with discipline and make your younger self proud. So what's holding you back? Is it fear, doubt, or the illusion of the perfect time? Let it all go. Just start. Take that first step no matter how uncertain it feels. God placed those dreams in your heart for a reason. And just know He's guiding you even when you don't see the full picture. Sure, life is going to throw you curveballs, but those challenges are opportunities to grow, to reset, and to start again. And keep in mind, you're not doing this for yourself anymore. You're doing it for them.